Welcome to another episode of the No Rep Podcast. I'm your host, Danny. I am with Tweedle D and Tweedledum.
Yeah.
And
Tweedle D and Tweedledum.
we're going to be covering another big fat Q&A. Big fat Q&A Dwa.
We need to make this episode a little bit light-hearted because the last one we all broke down into tears after the last one because it was pretty deep.
It was deep. Yeah. Right, so the first question we've got is our thoughts on calories on menus.
It's fucking shocking. It's absolutely shocking. Sorry,
I'm gonna go to Evan with this one because you've made some great valid points.
A logical response to it. So my own stance on it is I'm a fan of it for various reasons. I think a lot of good will come from it. Obviously, there will be certain populations or kind of subsets of people that will be negatively affected, like people with eating disorders and whatever. And the thing is, it's if you depending on what lens you view it from, obviously it's going to. If someone's looking at it from an eating order perspective, like that, it may affect them negatively. Me, for example, it will only affect me positively. Now, I don't think more knowledge is a problem. We shouldn't ever fear knowledge. Like knowledge is power. Like I think producer Paul just said that.
He did. You just totally fucking ripped him off there.
No, but I said this in my stories.
I can see it.
No, but we shouldn't fear knowledge. As you go through life, you should look to collect knowledge. That is kind of what we're doing. What you do with it and how you react to it is not the problem, but that is a thing in itself. What I would suggest, right, is instead of just, this is my fix for the problem, and I don't know if restaurants or whatever will be doing this or doing something similar, is instead of just having the calories, and this is to keep everybody happy, right, but instead of having calories on the menus, why don't they just have a menu with calories on request? So if you want to track your calories, you can then ask them, say, can I have the one with the calories on it?
I don't get the big deal.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't. I totally understand, and I'm not going to undermine anybody that does have a potential eating disorder, but everything's a decision. We all have a choice. Like you said, it depends what lens you view it from. Mm-hmm. Like, end of the day, whenever you buy something, the price is on it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm scared of money. Like, what? It's just that's how much it costs. Mm-hmm. You're driving in the road, it says 50 miles an hour. I don't like the fucking. It doesn't matter. It's just it's a unit of measurement, right? It's factual. It is what it is. And if you're unable to like accept the terms of reality, then it's like there's deeper issues there. Like you need to address that. It's not having the menu, not having the calories on the menu isn't going to fix that problem. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna. It's not. It's just hiding things, and I genuinely don't get the big deal. Like it's. Yeah. It's literally telling you what something is, right? Yeah. This is the price of this fucking can of Monster, which, by the way, right, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, Gold Monster, class. You seen that on the gram?
No, on the gram.
I've seen a few people say that. And
get a solid rating.
People hate that.
I was a 6.
Really?
5 or 6. Wow. Yeah. Here's right, and I'm gonna give the tier of Monster rating before we come back onto calories, just because it's a white number 1.
White's the
Ultra Fiesta Mango number 2.
Yes.
But then there's Ultra Fiesta, which is different. I'd say that's number 3. Any others you can like there's the black one, the red one, and all that sort of shit. No, white's the GOAT, then Ultra Mango, gold's fucking down the bottom somewhere.
No. It actually goes white, green, and then
No.
But that's another episode.
So, but back to the calories thing is I genuinely don't. People will literally choose anything to get upset about. Any form of change happens anywhere. Oh, fuck's sake! Like it's seen 5, 10 years time. It's not even going to be a thing. I don't even know why. I don't know why they had to do it in the first place. Because what does it matter? You can use MyFitnessPal and do it. And 2, when they put it on it. I don't understand why that also matters as well, because at the end of the day, see on your sandwich, you buy a sandwich, you flip it around the back, it has the fucking calories on it. Yeah. Like, what's the fucking problem?
Yep. So this is making great points. The way to look at it, right, is like a bank balance. You have so much, that you can spend, right? Your calorie goal, you have so much that you can spend.
So you're telling me, see when it goes, so see when there's the dash
Yep.
and then the number, that's not how much money I've got. No,
That's for you, aye. For you, aye. That's exactly it. You keep doing that. So you've got a bank balance. You know how much you've got, and you try your best. Well, you fucking should try your best to not rip the arse at it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just the same with calories. You have an allowance, that you have an amount, and that's just going to help you stick to it. So I kind of agree with Ev. Initially, maybe have 2 different menus. Do you know what I mean? If you want,
why?
No, because there is obviously genuinely people that will have a disorder, eating disorder of some kind. So for them, until they maybe become more educated, or for the time being,
that education, the calories being on the menu can only serve them for the better. It's not going to be. It's not going to be to their detriment.
I think it would serve a lot of people, but I don't think it would serve everyone.
So at the end of the day, if you're going to Nando's and ordering a full platter that's 1,000 calories,
Aye.
and you've got an eating disorder,
No,
Right.
no. Listen, I want them on it because it will only help me. It will help anybody that's interested in coaching. It's going to help them. Do you know what I mean? So it is a very small amount of population that don't want them on it, but I don't see a problem with having 2 different menus. What does that hurt anyone?
What's the argument for people who are against the calories on? Because I'm open to hearing like the different points, but I'm just curious to think, because I've actually not seen or heard anybody say like I'm against this. Like I've actually not seen much of that uproar on my end. But I think
it's because for certain people it could be very, very triggering, and it could, because people do eat themselves to death. Do you know what I mean? So it affects.
What do you mean, up or down? Like
both ways,
right.
like depending what end of somebody could have a binge eating disorder, somebody could, whatever.
Yeah.
I just think it just has implications in that regard to that it could negatively affect them, or it could make them not want to eat something. So maybe going out and with their friends or whatever's their one escape from their disorder that week. Do you know what I mean? So if there's calories on the menu as well, they will look at it and then they might not eat. Do you know what I mean? So whereas although they're going out and having the meal, it's kind of, they're not thinking about, do you know what I'm trying to say with that? It's not firmly in their mind at that point. They're just going out and they're having a meal, they're enjoying themselves. But if the calories are there, they go, oh no, I don't eat that. And then that could lead them into...
I genuinely think, because calories are on everything. Do you know what I mean? They're on everything.
And you're not probably out a lot seeing it anyway. Who's out all the time eating? So
like,
I get
and
it.
if someone's got like an
point.
eating disorder where they don't eat, like how frequently would they be going out to eat?
No, I know, but
I know I sound very, very pure, like, I don't know, crass or whatever.
No, but you're
like,
bringing valid points.
I'm just
to the
talking talking about it from that standpoint, because I'm struggling to see what's wrong with it, but I'm also struggling to see like, is there even great benefits from it? I'm like so neutral. It's like it doesn't even really.
I think as well from the government's perspective and stuff, a decision needs to be made about what's for the greater good, and any decision that's ever implemented. And any decision that's ever implemented, there's always going to be people that are affected. So obviously, in their eyes, right now, the obesity epidemic is.
Humongous.
I suppose humongous.
No pun intended.
And they need to try and tackle that.
Yep. They're just trying something. They're trying to be better. They're trying to make it better.
I think,
like
for you, like you said, even for the greater good, like I think it's only going to help. I feel like for the masses. Now, I feel like if you change anything, it's going to affect a small set population in a negative way. That's just going to happen. That's just in the nature of it. And I feel like in anything in life, you're never going to please everybody. And anything, like you really aren't. But if you are someone that is negatively impacted by calories on menu, like then that's potentially a sign for you to then do something about it.
Yeah.
Be proactive. Like we spoke about in the last episode where we all got deep and emotional and started crying. Be active, take action, do something about it rather than just run and hide and you know what I mean? Anyway, next question.
Yeah, definitely.
You bunch of snowflakes.
Jordan said a bad thing.
I'm joking, by the way, guys.
Pet peeves in the industry are things that we hate.
That's a good question.
Pet peeves are things that we hate. Jordan.
Did you say you hate me?
Yeah, that was my answer.
I thought that was your answer. I mean, I could say Danny, but I actually really like you. I like you both, actually.
I think that's
like you
cute.
both a lot.
I'm going to cry again. That's 2 episodes, 2 episodes in a row.
Too much for a Wednesday morning.
My biggest pet peeve from coaches.
It could from
Coaches in the industry.
Very, very broad question.
I would say one that comes to mind first is coaches who make their clients or athletes, whatever you want to call them, move poorly.
Ooh.
That does my head in.
Expand.
So you get someone and everybody, the thing is you get a client and everyone does such a degree of like variability when it comes to like how well they can move. Some people might not be able to do a hinge or a squat or anything, right? But when say the bar's maybe loaded a little bit inappropriately, i.e. there's always too much on it. There's never too little on it, let's face it. Too much on it and they're just unable to they're not moving well, but they're like, yes, good job. Rather than being like, right, okay, because not everybody's squat or deadlift is going to be perfect.
Smoke up their arse just because it's a client.
Not everybody's squat or deadlift or bench or whatever is going to be perfect. But like, don't say good job and say well done. And just because they've had more weight on it for the sake of having more weight, like that does my nut in the most. And it's like, I have clients that I've worked with for ages that movement still isn't perfect, but it's an ongoing process and it's a working process. And I'm really, really like, I want to be trying like super diligent on it and be like, no, this is how you need to move.
Yeah.
And that's
like probably that comes back to maybe the fear from the coach. I know that I'm big in that, same as you. I've always worked in it. I remember a client said to me after about 3 months of training them, they were like, I was going to leave. This was like 2 years of them being my client. I was going to leave because I didn't think like I was getting anywhere. I didn't think you were doing what was actually best for me
because I wasn't more weight on the bar.
Because I wasn't making on the bar and all the rest of it. But then before you know it, like 2 years down, the difference in them, do you know what I mean? Because they just worked on the kind of.
I had one of my clients just lift a PVC pipe I'd seen him 3 times a week. Just lift a PVC pipe 3 times for maybe like 5 sessions. Just a PVC pipe. Well, he did other exercises as well, but for the snatch, for the clean and jerk, he just moved a plastic pipe. Now that doesn't sound very fun or exciting, does it?
Need to learn the things though.
Not everybody does it, but if you're learning a new skill, a brand new skill that you've never had any exposure to, why the fuck would I like put hours of weight on it? Like, you want to do that, fair enough, go to somebody else, but if I'm going to teach you something, I'm going to teach it right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have so many. I'm going to do my own episode on pet peeves.
The spin-off show?
Yeah, the Evan show. This is why you're a bad coach. And see the thing is, I'm under no illusion or impression that I'm the best coach or even a good coach or whatever.
You're good at your job.
Thank you. I'm good at my job. But I think there is a minimum standard that needs to be met by people in the industry and stuff. And one of my many pet peeves is related to see coaches that can't identify bad form. Right now, there is perfect form, right? Textbook form, right? And then there's perfect form for the individual. So some people will move differently, they have different lever length and whatever, and that's absolutely fine. But you shouldn't ever post a video of your client doing a deadlift and they're looking like a dog taking a shit. Right?
That's a rounded back.
Rounded back. That's a bad deadlift.
Prawn back deadlifts in the Smith machine at Nuffield.
Nuffield. And it's just bad. Yeah. It's just poor, right? But see, the thing is, Joe Blogs Public can't tell the difference. So that's dynamite. I'll go to this coach and break my back too.
Yeah.
And it's an education.
That all comes back to the people that take the PT qualifications. It is them it falls on because they're the ones that pass PTs because they're told you need to pass.
Is it? No, they don't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. There's like
you can bring it right back to them.
They have quotas. They have sales quotas.
I know.
To sell PT qualifications. Like, they don't care who fucking does it. But
they need to get them passed for the next course.
We've got pet peeves, right, and problems. Let's give solutions as well. Let's not just issue problems because we want to.
I want problems.
I want problems. I want peace. I want problems. We should get that clip. So what is the solution to whether it be coaches that move their clients with shit technique or what you just said there? What's the solution to?
It just comes back to the testing. It comes back to the people that are giving out the qualifications because there's so many people that have minimum exercise knowledge that are becoming PTs. We have seen it a million times, man. Minimum exercise knowledge to the point they're probably coaching people that have more than them, which isn't a bad thing always necessarily, but they should come on. And you're seeing it all the time, and you're like, "Come on, to grips, man!"
Essentially, like raising the standard.
The standard has to be raised. There has to be But then again, even we know some people that coaches who do the qualifications and all that, and they're terrible themselves. So what leg do you, what chance do you have? So yeah, there has to be right back from the basics of people that are taking the qualifications. They need to understand that there has to be a better level coming out.
Do you know what I think should be normalised as well? Right, receiving constructive criticism from people that are ahead of you in the industry, or just from other people.
Do you know it's not allowed? No, listen to this. Right, so see,
why are you pointing your finger at me?
Because you touched on a great point. So seeing Pure Gym when I worked there, you used to talk to the managers about bad coaches, because that's just, we're all bitches. We're all bitches, right? We're bitch to each other. So I'd be like, he's fucking shocking. And they'd be like, did you know, like, could you know, like, make him show you how he does stuff before he come on board? And like, we're not allowed. Literally. So like, what job do you know that anybody can come on without getting at least some sort of like, we'll shadow you, we'll see how, do you know what I mean? But they're just allowed to come on. You've got a qualification, cool, that's it. And the manager's not allowed to like get them to coach a client and them to watch it, or they're not allowed to do any of that. So they just bring them on. So there's a few things that need to change in the industry, 100%.
The best thing that happened for me in terms of my ability to coach people through like fundamental movements, squat, bench, deadlift, all the rest of it, was working in the CrossFit gym. Because the guys that owned it, shout out Si and Ali, shout out them too, they were sticklers for that sort of stuff. And ultimately, like, they're like a small gym, Mini School Bride, and it's like, it's if I'm working for them, I'm almost representing them in a way.
Brand.
So if I'm they obviously took great pride in what they do. So like, if I came in and been like, just fucking wait in the bar, let's go, 3-2-1, off he's go, do what he's want, then that would ultimately look bad on them. So they were like very, very, like, not harsh, but like, next time on this, do that. So when how I first started was I used to take like a lot of the fundamentals classes. So when people were coming in, they would do 1 or 2 sessions before actually joining the gym to make sure, can they do all the lifts? And if they needed extra help or anything like that, then they would get it. So I used to take either between 1 or 6 people, would take them through their kind of fundamental squat, whatever, and they would just sit in the corner and then be like, right, here's what I would do. When this person's struggling with this, I would try this. And they would just give you like on the spot, like, here's a cue for that, here's a cue for this. And it was mind blowing. Like, it was the best, like, for me, like, growth I could have possibly got. Like, you would almost pay for that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I got to do it as part of my job, which is great. And that's something
as well. Like, I think another thing that could change is, so people just become PTs, but they've never had any gym, like, instructor or fitness instructor experience. And I always remember, Tom Leaf, he owns a Elysium, East Kilbride, he used to always say that to me, that everybody who becomes a PT should have at least 1 to 2 years experience as just a fitness instructor, just working in the gyms and stuff like that. Because how much do you learn being around it? Do you know what I mean? Totally. And that's a great point. Instead of just literally coming off the street doing a 6-week course, and then you can start PTing people. But I was quite like you, very lucky. I was around Tom, Paul McPhee, Paul McNabb, Dan Lightbody, and they all done like Paul Check, Poliquin, CrossFit coaches. So I was surrounded by them as a gym instructor, fitness instructor. So I was around people
like a sponge,
a sponge, you know, take me for sessions all the time and that. So within that year, before I even became a qualified PT, the amount I learned and how much I learned about technique in the body was unbelievable. So
yeah, I think so that the fix would be for any coaches out there is just surround yourself with
the right people
that are better than you. And it's the same for fucking any industry. If you're a salesman and you're shit at sales, go hang about with the best salesman in your work and fucking see what he's doing and learn off people. It's the same way like doing business mentorships. You're going to people that run fucking big 7-8 figure businesses. It's like, I wonder what that guy's doing. Let me try and emulate or copy some of that sort of stuff.
Many people
learn from the people that are doing the things that you want to do.
Better than you. Do you know what I mean? There's too many people gaining advice, unwarranted advice, and you're like, what have you done? What have you done?
Who are you?
Fuck off, mum. So
fuck off, mum.
Fuck off, mum.
See, before we move on from this point,
yes,
you got Nick?
No, a couple of quick fire pet peeves, right?
I've got one.
You've got
one. He doesn't want to leave the
I love it. This
he's
is
so ready for this.
This is just a pet peeve episode, isn't it?
Ev's hung over, and the only reason he's here so they can do this bit. This is
do you know what I hate, right? See, the coaching voice.
Oh, yeah.
That people do.
Aye.
Why is your voice changed? Because you're teaching somebody how to do a deadlift.
Danny, why is your voice changed? Daniel from the south
Because I'm trying to be somebody else.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? And why do it? Is it like it's like 3, 2, 1, good, yeah. Like
That
why?
sounds
You're a
something.
fiscal bride. Why you speak?
You have an English accent
One
now.
of my favourites is like, "Hi guys, thought I'd check in and say," and then they change their voice when they're talking on their stories as well. That does my head in.
Yeah.
That does my head in.
Boomerangs. Stop boomeranging your client's form.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's good.
Stop it right
So
now.
my pet peeve is people that sell weight loss, anything,
Aye.
a coach or not a coach. You're selling, like, I'm talking about like products, like the teas and the fat, like all these, like, I don't know what you
Pyramid
call them.
schemes.
All these pyramid schemes.
Coffee isn't working.
Right?
Is that what you're telling me?
See that? There's probably one of the. There's a few things that boil my blood. That is the main thing that fucking boils my blood, man. Like, it infuriates me. It infuriates me because remember years and years ago, I sat in a room and it was a guy who came to sell, fucking don't know what it was called, aloe vera, carry on, I don't know.
C9.
I don't know, the aloe vera products, right?
Never heard of that, man.
It was aloe vera products or something like that.
Aloe vera.
And I can't remember what the fuck it was called. Anyway, the guy sat down, bear in mind, I'm a coach, room full of people who've not got a clue, and he sat and he showed these pictures. That was 7 days, and I was like, that's no 7 days. And it was like, what? And I was like, that's no 7 days. He's like, I might have been 2 weeks. I was like, here we go, right? So I sat,
7 days or was it 2
in
weeks?
the room
Big
and
man,
had to
come on.
listen to it, and I was like, wow, man, they don't have a clue, and they're selling all these products to people and fucking selling them. That's a big amazing dream, just to earn a wee bit of dough. That annoys me. That is my biggest thing in the industry, man.
I actually don't have too many. I'm maybe not as miserable as you two bastards.
No,
I mean,
just stuff it. Posts on creatine. Stop it. Fucking stop. There's a million. There's also Google. Stop it. Your clients don't care about creatine. Right? Tell them to take it. Stop posting about it. Please.
Yeah, it's not that.
Someone asked as well,
I'm going to do a post on creatine.
what is creatine good for?
Just fucking take
Just
it.
take
Shut
it,
up,
man.
man.
It's
Take it, shut up.
basically steroid. No, it's absolutely not. Right.
Have you heard of this new thing? Turkestrone.
Progesterone.
We don't know the word of it actually.
Turkey stone.
Turkestrone. It's like it's not a steroid, but it's basically like a plant version of it.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, it's like a vegan one.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's not like a banned substance, so it's not actually a steroid.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I tell you what, we'll talk about it another time when we actually all research it, know what we're talking about. We'll just skim past it. But it just popped into my head.
I seen it in TikTok and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Fucking TikTok.
Seen people talk. Derek from More Plates, More Dates.
Okay, we have
Next question.
weight versus form, which is kind of, we've already kind of talked about that.
Yeah,
right?
we spoke on
kinda
that.
spoke
Also,
about
it depends.
when people say you've gone too far on your weight loss journey,
Give us an example.
so people saying, you know, maybe taking a wee bit too far. Like, I think you're fine. I think you look fine.
All right. So, right. Okay. I got you. I guess the answer is it depends, right? So someone might be taking it too far and like they are going on some mad diets and doing 25,000 steps a day and they've got no more weight to lose, but they're still doing it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Someone needs to step in and say something ultimately. But if you're just a fitter, happier, healthier version of yourself, then and someone notices that and that is the remark that they have, are you not maybe doing that a bit too much? That maybe speaks on that person's
100%.
insecurities rather than
massively.
like yours, because they see you growing, developing, changing,
Yeah.
doing better, and they're like,
That's it.
no, you come back
People
and
don't like
do what
change,
you're
man.
doing over here. And
There's a
People
lot
don't
of
want
people
to be
close to
left behind.
No,
Yeah.
they don't want change. They don't like change. People closest to them don't like seeing it.
No. It's the same way where like if someone in your friends group or whatever and they start making more money, and it's like, they're probably doing this or they're probably doing that, and it's like, what,
They're
can you not,
punting.
They're
punting.
can you not just be happy for someone?
Defo's punting.
Can you not just be happy for someone earning more money? Like, do you know what I mean?
Be happy.
It goes the same way. Like, it's totally, or even people being happy in their relationships. Look at them. They're pure
That's
fucking,
an act.
That's an act.
I'm kind of like that with Ev and Amanda, man. I'm like, okay, they too, man.
All happy.
They were
and
in the flat the
all
other
in
day.
love.
With our cats and our dogs.
They're looking for a flat.
Aye.
They
Who
got
do
a
you
cat.
think they are?
I think a point I note as well is when someone says something like that. So obviously take away the extreme version of it. So if it's a health issue,
Step in.
This is
Step
when,
in,
yeah.
right?
This is when you need a coat. This is
yeah. So it's people say that because they're looking at it from their lens and their current level of thinking. And like you said, they don't want change. They don't want to be left behind. And also, it could be them subconsciously sabotaging you because they are fearful of that change. They're fearful of you growing as a person, getting fitter, stronger, happier, healthier, then leaving them behind.
Yep.
And that's in your response to that. So the question, well, what do you say to somebody that says that? You just need to articulate that you're on a journey, you're doing it for you, and most importantly, you're happy. This is the thing you need to articulate. I'm actually really happy just now.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
and if
Be
they
very
have
clear about that.
if they have something to say about that, then they don't really care about your happiness, which is, on them.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, it can be quite a difficult conversation because it could be the person closest to you saying that. It could be the person closest to you being like, "Oh, you know, taking this a bit too
it usually
far."
is, isn't it? It's usually the people close to you. Do you know what I mean?
which can make that
'Cause
conversation.
they feel that they can say it. This is the thing.
Yep.
Aye, it does make that conversation a lot harder.
Yeah.
But that's just, it goes to show like the kind of solution to that is having a solid circle or a solid network of people and surrounding yourself with people who are doing the same
That
thing
are on the
as
same
you.
journey.
They're on the same path, on the same journey, because
Like
then
the
you're
Reshape program. Shout out Danny. Danny
I knew
Reshape.
that was actually coming.
Shout out me.
I knew that was actually coming. But it's like being around others. It doesn't even need to necessarily be any of our programs. It could be a couple of your mates that are also looking to do the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Setting up a wee WhatsApp group to the side. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all adults. Having that and being like keeping each other accountable and having that, because at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't have 35 friends. Like, you shouldn't have 35 like close friends. People might say they do. I've got hundreds of friends, and it's like, see if you stop drinking at the weekend.
What's it?
How
You
many
can
pals you
drinking
got?
buddies.
You've been drinking
Aye,
buddies.
how many pals you got if you stop drinking at the weekend or going out at the weekend? Like fucking 4 or something like that.
Even just kind of on that note as well, like, see when you change your circle with people that push you to level up, it's mad. Even just like pre all of us hanging out together, we're all just doing our own things separately, but see the kind of growth and stuff that we've experienced just because we've had each other. Team hug and all that. But
I
then,
hate how good you are at your job, because you come in, you're like, yeah, I did this and I did that, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it as well then. Fuck's sake, you're doing my nothing. But it's so cool to be in that type of environment. I was quite aggressive there when I said that.
I think that's a
I
compliment.
felt
No, it
uneasy.
totally
I
is a
felt
compliment.
fucking uneasy sitting next to you there. What was going to happen?
No, but this is the thing, and it's like being around those types of environments it's for the better.
Yeah.
If you're with a group of people that are pushing themselves every single day, whether that be in the gym, whether that be in their work, whether that be in whatever, like, that's what you need to be around, and that's the solution to that. If you're around people who are saying, oh, should you be doing this, should you be doing that, and they're constantly saying it and constantly pulling
They will
pulling you
make.
down,
They've all got in your head, man.
they shouldn't be in your circle. They shouldn't be
Yeah.
in that bubble.
The only issue is family as well, because unfortunately,
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Get a new family. We family. But you can't choose your family. What was that?
Just laughing.
And you can't choose your family.
No, you cannot.
But imagine you're trying to work on yourself, you're trying to do whatever, and everyone in your house is having a takeaway every single night. Like, you need to remove yourself
Whose
from that
house is that?
environment.
I'm coming. Every night.
two for Tuesdays every night.
No, you're incredibly right there, and I think that is it's not going to be easy. Again, we're all sitting here as if we've got all the answers. We probably experienced this ourselves. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's never going to be easy, but again, it just goes back to having those other people around you. It doesn't have to be family, but you need to have. You can't go through it alone. You need to have people around you that are on that same path, because it does make those times easier.
Totally.
Not you're not just going to sail through it, but it does make it easier.
Yep.
Next question.
Best training split. Now, it depends on
Guidelines.
this one, but let's say best training split for strength.
Wow.
Sorry, I
Dropped
just
his phone, he
I
gets
dropped
so
my phone.
excited.
I know, I dropped my phone. Right, so again, it depends. So say you take somebody, for example, who is familiar with the gym, is familiar with the kind of fundamental movements, and is happy to train 4 days per week. I'd say one of the best programs, aside from my own, obviously, something free that you can Google is Wendler 531, right? And a lot of people out there
I think we've all done that at one point.
a lot of people out there might have done it. A lot of people might not have any idea what it is. Google it. It's a fucking great free program that you can download apps that have calculators in it. But the reason I like it is because it's not just based off your 1 rep max, it's based off of 90% of your 1 rep max. So it's like based off a training max, which is a very, very, very good place to start for 99% of the population, because they're not going to fucking kill themselves in week 1. When lots of people, they start a new program, they go balls to the walls, and then week 2 they don't make the gym. So it makes it easy to begin with. I would say for strength, that is probably the best second best program you could jump onto
What's
from
what's the best program, John?
I don't. What was it called again, Danny?
Galen line something.
No,
like
I've
that.
never heard of that.
Never
before.
heard of it. Never heard of it.
That's never been plugged in the podcast.
No,
Nah.
is it not?
Nah.
It's actually funny you mentioned it's today's sponsors. No, I think that would be it. But again, the best training split, it must vary
Yeah.
person to person.
Like for like, let's say muscle growth, right?
I've
I
got two
was-
thoughts on that.
Right. There's a lot of ways you can go about it, but 3 sets of 8 to 10, right? That's your rep ranges, that's your sets. Rest a minute in between. Train, if you're training 3 times a week, for example, you would train full body, 3 sessions. If you're training 4 times a week, you would train upper, lower, upper, lower. If you want to train 5 times a week, fling in an extra session that's maybe focused on something that you want to improve, your glutes, your bench press, whatever it may be. That's just if you're looking at just muscle building. So that's what you could do there. There's other things if you want to get fitter, obviously. If you do want to get stronger, that's when the variables change.
Yeah,
that's
so
when
it totally
things start to
depends on
change.
your goal.
If your goal is just purely I want to just gain muscle and that is it, then that right there you can't, that's foolproof.
You've
Then
nailed it there.
as soon as other things come into play, like strength, like moving better, like being fitter, then obviously things change. Do you know what I mean? And that is a longer discussion for
Aye.
how you should program and periodize for that. But
So I think let's categorize them right now, right? So strength, right?
Mhm.
4 days a week, Wendler 5-3-1.
Mhm.
Boom. Give some people some takeaways here.
Yep.
If you want to build muscle, what you said there, if you're training 3 days a week, full body, brilliant shout. 4 days a week, upper lower. And I say if you're training 5 or 6 days, I go push pull legs.
again,
Right.
brilliant. Yep.
Boom. Those are strategies there. Fitness. I would honestly suggest, not just because I'm a CrossFit coach, but CrossFit.
Mhm.
I think it's such an underrated. Well, it could be you're like, no.
If you want to reach new levels of fitness, it
Yeah.
is 100%.
It's such a good
I mean, I'm
shout.
fit, right? Very, very, very fit, right? but I look
You
at
say so yourself, that?
Nah, I'm
super fit.
I'm
but
fit as
I've
fuck,
got a
mate.
point. I've got, but compared to Jordan, I'm probably like I'm just a beginner. Like I feel like just because he does CrossFit, he probably pushes himself more than I do in the gym, and it kind of annoys me because they want to fucking train with me. I just
don't
want
wanna
I want
embarrass
to
him,
be
man.
with him and just want him to just
I just
work
don't
out
want
with me.
to embarrass
Nah.
him. That's all.
But no, but I don't know because I do most of my training is it's like a pure hybrid of CrossFit and fucking bodybuilding and powerlifting and stuff like that. It is not one type. But when I look at him and I'm like,
Yeah.
is he fitter than me?
I think you fancy him.
Is he fitter than me?
I think you're lift.
We'll find it. We'll train at some point. I'll check my diary.
I just want to be. I want to be tested. You know, I might
No, totally.
I might be fitter than you.
Totally. But then again, if somebody wants to run. That's
Run.
the best program for
Yeah.
running.
Aye.
Is running. Like it very much depends on the goal. But
Aye.
for the goal, there is general blanket programs that you could just throw at somebody.
Mhm.
Follow that for 12 weeks. Here you get on, and then you can start to kind of break it down a bit further.
Yeah.
Next question.
Next question.
That was good.
Did you enjoy that
I
one?
hope you took something from that, guys.
The guys.
Guys.
How long we going with this?
Oh,
Oh, we got hundreds of time, man. What are you talking about? Aye. Anytime. That's us lost 10 viewers.
Favorite and least favorite exercise. That's
Bicep curl.
his favorite.
Yep. And then least favorite, calf raise.
calf raise.
No, I suppose.
What is a calf raise?
I know. Do you even do calves? My favorite exercise is probably probably say a squat or a deadlift. I'm deadlift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Favourite?
exercise, Yeah,
And then least favorite.
front squat.
Aye.
Yeah,
I
fucking
love a
hate
front
it.
squat, man.
Love a front squat.
Love a
Hate
front
it.
squat.
I'm team front squat.
Aye.
Nah, I don't like it.
You're off the podcast now.
Don't like it. I'm too jacked to like put
Too
the bar on
jacked.
the front rack. No, I don't know.
Least
I'm just,
favourite exercise, hip thrusts.
Oh, I like that. I'm good at that. The baby makers, I call them.
the baby
The
makers.
baby makers.
Nah,
I should know.
And
you
the favourite was front squat.
front squat. Love
Was
front
it?
squat.
Aye.
Yeah. Well,
With those knees,
here
really?
I was squatting. I was squatting the other day. I
The
can
other
do it.
day?
I can do the things.
Uh-huh.
What's yours?
I'm not copying you, but it's front squat.
Was it?
Aye, it is. I absolutely love it.
Do you know
And
what's,
I've not
do you know
done it
what's
for the
funny? But you
longest
know what's
time.
funny? Like even though it's my least favorite exercise, I can still do more than both of these.
Oh well.
You know what I mean?
How much do you front squat?
Lots.
Give me a number.
What's the number?
140.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just a wee guy. Right, next question.
It's actually not. It's actually not. It's actually.
It's less.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
That's fine.
Least favourite exercise? Fuck. I hate a burpee. I just hate it.
Do you?
I hate it.
Dude, I think burpees get a bad rap, to be quite honest. Right, people, oh my god, burpee.
They're not that big a deal.
They're not that big a deal.
I hate it.
I think you're all soft. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you're
I
soft
can
as well.
never get the technique. No,
I mean, they
it's
are
not-
hard.
I
They're
can't
fucking-
get
they
the
are
technique
hard.
right. Just I can get it and I'm good at it, but I end up just feeling out of sorts, man.
I think it's
just
any
one of the
exercise is hard
exercises.
if you actually push it. So
Do the
it
best
doesn't really-
exercise is the one that you enjoy.
Yes, it is. Right, next question.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a shit question. I'm not gonna lie.
That because we've run out of questions.
Better questions, is there not? There's more on there talking about it.
Well, maybe there's somewhere else.
We maybe have run out of questions.
Yep.
We maybe have run out of questions.
One thing.
Oh no!
Why there's more questions, man?
Wait V's form.
Yeah, we covered. We pretty much covered that.
Did we cover that?
We
So what-
all talked
what
about.
what do you mean by that, Evan? Weight v form. What do you mean by that?
So the question was weight V's form.
It's
Right.
a bit broad.
Very, very, very broad, very vague. But
Mhm.
there's obviously when people are training, right, and something that I've noticed from kind of programming for folk and whatever, a lot of the time people it's very much that kind of ticky box exercise. So they do the 4x8. I suppose another question that we can pose here is how important is it to take it close to failure? Your reps and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people, like you said, just kind of chuck weight in the bar and whatever, and they kind of trade off is their form.
Mhm.
Like, but the thing is, see doing a squat. How can I describe this? Doing a squat badly, you still get stronger at it. Do you know what I'm trying to say with that?
Yes.
Yeah,
You still
kinda
get stronger than bad.
imperfect action is better than like no action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind
Like
of thing.
you can't expect to do everything perfect. Like and just go ahead and just run through. You're going to have to make mistakes. But I think if you know what you're doing, you shouldn't sacrifice form for more weight.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's,
totally.
that's what I think the
80%
trade-off
of the
is.
time, form will always be and should always be, I think, at the forefront.
Yeah.
And you're going to have
yeah.
like 1 out max weeks and stuff like that, where is form going to be bang
Absolutely
on? It's
perfect.
not, is it? Let's
That's
be
another
honest.
pet peeve of mine. They see
What?
when somebody posts like a lift or something, goes, I know form wasn't there or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
But
a
I
guy-
think when it's
there's a
big one
guy-
at max
hold
weeks,
on,
I
hold
think-
on, right. So pet peeves, there's a guy, right, and I'm not going to shout him out. But there was a guy he posted a deadlift, right?
Shite bag if you don't.
Nah, he posted a deadlift, and it was. I'm actually going to show you it, so you know I'm not talking shite, right? But I'm not going to say who it was, and don't say who it
Just
was.
make sure
either.
the cameras don't catch you.
I just make sure the cameras don't
In case they
shite.
do, you.
But it was fucking dreadful, like the worst I've ever seen. I'm going to hold on. Evan, start talking. Start
another
rapping.
pet peeve of mine is see when people post videos of themselves doing squats facing the wrong way in the squat rack. So they
That's illegal
they-
in
they-
10
they-
different
imagine
countries.
why would you
Watch
think
this.
that
Watch this.
Nah, I'm scared.
Watch.
let
Just watch.
ra-
Just watch. Just watch.
is it bad? Is it really your face?
It's madness. This guy's a coach.
Vertebrae's popped out
This guy's a
his back
coach,
there.
right? This guy's a coach, and don't fucking say who it is in the podcast, obviously. But so like, yeah, Evan, like I see that sort of shit all the time. If
Yeah.
you go back to pet peeves, like that is pretty
Mhm.
fucking pretty major.
Oh,
How bad's that?
Oh, dead bad.
Bad, but he's
I
pure
actually, it
celebrating.
hurts
pure,
me to watch it
woo!
with it. It
Aye.
hurts
But this
me, man.
comes back to like, see if he watched his client doing that,
Yeah.
would you like not chin them for it, but would you say right, you need to do this for your back? Like, why is that acceptable for coaches for him to do?
But the thing is, like, see, 10 kilos ago when he was doing his warm ups, it probably still looked quite like that. And then
Yeah.
20 kilos before that, it probably still looked kind of like that.
Mhm.
That's not a problem that just happened on a 1 rep max. That's a problem that's fucking
Yeah,
that's happening before you pick the bar up. Do you know what I mean? Like, fix that shit. Fix that.
See, as like friends and stuff in the gym, you should be not calling your pals out on that, but you should be like, mate, your form's fucking off there.
We like, training with people that hold you to a standard is totally is what you're after. Is what you're
Mhm.
after. Like, I chinned one of my clients yesterday. She posted a reel and she wasn't like locking her elbows out, and I was like, that fucking fix them jerks, get them fixed. I say it in a jokey way, but I'm being constructive. She's like, oh yeah, I know, I was tired.
That'd be
That's whatever. And
deadly
I was like,
serious.
I was like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's part of it. Like, it's part of growth, and I would expect someone to do the same for me, and people do. Like, if I'm fucking being lazy on my burpees, or if I'm get my head down in the bike or whatever, it's like, no, like, fix that. Like, hold yourself to a higher standard. And like you said, either this podcast or last podcast, I'm getting confused. But how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
totally.
Did you say that?
I did say that.
Right, so how I didn't know if it was Danny. That's it, but it sounded too clever for him to say that. It definitely
Listen,
comes from you.
I could say big words, but I
what? There's-
don't.
You teach me
There's
to
been,
football.
there's been no good words.
Maybe we've run it.
The past two.
We've used
run
up
it.
We've
all
not,
of
done,
all
we've
of
not done a good word alert in a
I
while.
don't think there has been any.
No, there's not. Implications.
Articulate. This is
Discombobulate.
good word generator. And that's us for the questions. Wrap that up there.
Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus.
Can do. Oh, I was enjoying that. You just cut it fucking short.
No, we keep going.
Oh.
No, I'm only joking. Right.
Right, say bye.
It's your turn, remember?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
What was it? I'd say
Okay,
again.
let's go.
Okay, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the No Rep Podcast. I have been the best host, Danny.
It'll be the last time he's hosting.
Yeah, he's not getting the speaking stick anymore.
I know.
Okay.
You need to do another shot.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
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 Right.
When he's not as rough.
I'm rough.
Yeah, rough as-
Peace.